You look at the chart, it is really just straight up over the last couple of months. What's going on here?
Well, you know, the company's come with a lot of interesting announcements, surprising announcements. The profitability in the first quarter, at least the break-even profit in the income statement that these guys had. They're not expected to turn another profit for at least another year or so, if the analysts are right. But the stock has been just on fire now, well over $100 a share. And I think a big part of that is a market dynamic, not a company dynamic. That market dynamic is a short squeeze. So 35% of the shares are sold short. So it's an enormous short position for the company. And a lot of people have bet against this stock. And when the bet gets to above a certain tolerance level, those short sellers have to go into the market and buy the shares. When you buy the shares in size, the stock goes up. You've got, you know, I mentioned 35% of the float. Well, you've got 23% of the float is owned by Elon Musk. Presumably, he's not short the stock. So the effective float even comes down from there, add in the 14% held by Fidelity. It's a market dynamic. Not a lot has changed at the company in the last few days to you know, warrant the stock price rise. What
about some of the things that have changed in the last couple of months? You know, they paid back that government loan, the death of Fisker, which I understand is a very different company, but, you know, in the same family.
Well, I think you know, some of the fundamental balance sheet dynamics have changed because they've raised so much money. With the stock price rise, even though the company said they weren't going to raise any money, they either, you know, they changed their plans or just weren't telling everyone what they were thinking. But they suddenly ran out, raised a ton of money, a lot more than they needed to pay back the government loan. So they actually have cash in a balance sheet. When a lot of people were looking at this company saying they're going to run out of cash, they can't possibly sell enough cars to make up for that. They've extended their runway as a result. They've also talked about things that are exciting people in the markets, even though the company's going in one direction with prices of the cars, for example. The prices of the cars have gone way up. They got rid of their low-model car. They weren't getting enough demand for that car to sell them, apparently. They weren't able to sell the $60,000 car. The average price is probably closer to $100,000 a car. But Elon Musk came out last week and said they're going to come out with a low-price car someday.
Right.
And so that has people excited. Now, they already failed at offering a low-price car this year, just in the last quarter. Now he says they're going to do it. They're somehow going to succeed later.
He said at some point down the road he wants to make them more affordable. We'll see.
John Maynard Keynes says, in the long run, we're all dead. So sometime between now and then.
Always can depend on you for bringing us the good news.
I'm here to help.
Thanks, Cory.